These are the two books that I've read, and this is the one I'm reviewing today, Graham Norton Holding, and this is the other one that I mentioned, A Keeper by Graham Norton. If you can get to the end of the video and listen to what I'm saying without the sound of my two toddlers arguing downstairs during it, I'll be very grateful. But you know what it's like, you try and film something, that's the exact moment your toddlers decide to fight. I can't film it again because I ain't got time and I'll lose my thread, I'll forget what I was going to say. So please just try and listen to what I'm saying and ignore the sound of toddlers fighting downstairs. Hello! If you've already seen my book review for Graham Norton, A Keeper, you'll know what I'm talking about. But today I'm going to review his other novel, Holding. I'm just saying, I got Graham Norton's second novel, A Keeper, at Christmas, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said in the review, I'll try and link the review below. So I'd already said to my mind I really want to read his first novel, Holding, but I wasn't expecting the husband to get it me as a surprise. He did, and I was so excited. Anyway, I had it 2 days before I finished it, and I have 4 children, and it was because I just, as soon as the kids were in bed, instead of watching the telly or doing anything, I was like, I've got to read more, because it was really good. Right, A Keeper is in the third person and set in 2 different timelines, 1973 and now, and it sort of jumps back and forth between the two with 2 main female characters. Holding is in one timeline, and I think it's set now, modern day, and it's set in a little village of Dunedin. There's some farms around it. There only seems to be like one high street. They haven't even got internet yet. And there are a whole cast of characters. There's 3, possibly 4 main characters though. PJ Collins, the guard, the policeman, and 3 women who are, for whatever reason, which I can't give too much away because it is a murder mystery and you find out as you read the book, so I can't give too much away, but for various reasons, they kind of, for the last 20 years, they've been stagnant, stuck in life, unable to move forward because of things that have happened. There are other characters in it, and all the main characters have really good backstories, and he's really thought about it, and they're really well crafted characters. You believe in them and they're relatable. And all the bit parts, or the bit players, are very believable as well. Like you've got the village Nosy Parker, and the woman who runs the post office who knows everything and what have you. And one of the things I really loved about it was it's a proper, kids having a dispute downstairs, the husband's with them. One of the things I really loved about it was that even though Graham Norton now lives in London and he spends his life interviewing Hollywood stars, this isn't, you'd expect him, you'd forgive him for writing a book that's all about trivial things and Hollywood type things, but this, it really gets down into normal people, small town people problems, real problems, because sometimes when you read a celebrity's book it's like, oh, clearly nothing bad's ever happened to them from what they wrote. And also I think this being Graham Norton's first novel, and he's wrote it himself, he's not a ghostwriter or anything like that, and he really wanted to be a novelist, I think he would have been under immense pressure when he wrote this, that it wasn't dreadful, and it's not dreadful, it's really good. It doesn't read like he was under pressure, and it doesn't read like, sometimes when you know a bit about somebody because they're famous or they're a YouTuber or whatever and they write a book, you can see bits of them in the book. This doesn't read like that. You cannot tell Graham Norton's wrote it. You cannot pick any bit of Graham Norton out of this. Even if you had only bought this for the celebrity name Graham Norton, that is not why you would continue reading it, and it is not why you would continue buying his books. He writes like a proper writer, and it is really, really good. And like I say, it's like with The Keeper, when I read A Keeper, I couldn't talk about it with anybody because I didn't want to ruin it for him. And then when my mum finally read it, I was like, I could talk to somebody about it. And I lent my mum this as well, so I could talk to somebody about it. I can't give too much away, but what happens is, the policeman, the guard, PJ Collins, is used to just just giving out parking fines and things like that. He doesn't really have to do much in this little place where he works. And then all of a sudden, these builders are building on the back of this old farm behind the school, and they find these bones. And it's all about that unravelling, who the person was, is anything else found there, who did it, how this person who died affected all these people in the village, all these dreadful secrets some of these women have been carrying all these years. It's really good. So I can't give too much away, mustn't give anything away. But there's a bit, there's only like a few pages left, you're like there in the book, and you think you've sussed it, you think you've got it, you know who did it, you think you've sussed it, this is going to be the end, and then something happens and you're like, and I was actually like, no! And then you've only got a couple of pages left, but because this dreadful things happen, Graham Norton, you cheeky man, teases you a little bit, and you're like, I don't know, did they not, I don't know. And then you find out at the end whether it turned out alright or not. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a really good mystery story. That's why I can't tell you much of the plot. Pointless review really, because I can't tell you much about it other than the fact it's good. Yeah, really good. Excellent writer, and he seems to know about people, which makes him a good chat show host, makes him a good writer. So that's Graham Norton, Holding. That was his first novel, which is really good, 10 out of 10. And then his second novel, Graham Norton, The Keeper, again, 10 out of 10. So he's got to hurry up and write another one now, so I've got another book to read. I'm going to go now. Sort out what's happening with the kids downstairs, because I don't know if the husband's handling it well or not. Yeah, so that's Graham Norton, Holding, very good.